Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as you probably already read in the title description or the thumbnail, or as you can see right here next to me, we're going to be talking about these boys. These are the Fear of God Californias, a somewhat polarizing mule. And today we're going to get into the nitty gritty, going to talk about sizing. Of course, that was a big topic of discussion. Of course, we're going to get into the details that make this shoe uniquely itself. And of course, it wouldn't be a complete video if we didn't throw some outfits together with the Fear of God Californias. So without further ado, let's go and jump into today's video. All right, guys, so here we have the Fear of God Californias. Now, we saw these initially introduced on Fear of God's mainline website for $200. That was about a month ago and was on a pretty small scale. We have a new release on the way. You can expect stores like Essence and Nordstrom, and of course boutique stores that carry Fear of God mainline to be getting the Fear of God Californias. As always, I will be sharing links, info, and all that good stuff on my Instagram stories, so be sure to check that out. I would turn on push notifications as well if you do want these shoes. I always tend to have swipe up links from my stories, so yeah, highly suggest that. Anyways, as I've already mentioned, the Fear of God California is a mule that was designed in California and produced in Italy. As stated on the Fear of God website, Jerry calls these a new innovative proposition to luxury footwear. And actually, I don't disagree with that definition of these shoes, as they are a pretty functional shoe meant to be worn casually with a touch of luxury, if that makes sense. You can definitely see that touch of luxury when you come to unbox the Fear of God California. The premium box, attention to detail with the packaging, and the soft dust bags make for a very luxurious experience. But once you get into the bare bones of what you did just purchase, you have in your hands a pair of foam mules. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, these shoes are not what I expected. When I think luxury, I think of like heavyweight, made in Italy, like super high quality shoes. And that just isn't the case here with a Fear of God California. And why I say that is because they are foam mules, but they're really, really light. I actually had to go into the website and kind of read a little bit about it to kind of justify why they're so light. And to my surprise, the lightness makes them way more functional, because while I expected something like a Yeezy Foam Runner, which is a little bit heavier, a little bit more dense foam, this shoe is actually comprised of XL Extra Light technology. This is a patent foam that is 3 times lighter than the common foams out there. This allows for a softer ride, flexibility, and more energy return. And to be honest, I felt that right away. Once I put these shoes on for the first time, of course, you realize how light they are, but apart from that, they have a great amount of bounce back. As you walk, there's actually a lot more cushion than you expect. I have to say, while I was expecting a heavier shoe just to have that premium Italian shoe touch, I'm definitely super happy because of the lightweight nature of this material. This foam gives the shoe a lot more functionality and is a lot more practical because they're very, very comfortable. Now, conversely, there is a bit of not so functional and not so practical elements of this shoe, and that's the insulation. This just wouldn't be an honest review if I didn't touch on how hot these shoes get. Now, I know Rich Lee did talk about it a little bit, that these shoes get really hot and he prefers to wear no-show socks. I find that regardless of how no-show my socks are, they still show. Now, bear in mind, I've only worn black and white pairs, so maybe that has something to do with it. It just kind of bothers me, that little contrasting line that the socks give. So I generally don't wear socks with these. Man, oh man, do they get hot. I mean, there is a vent on the medial portion of the shoes, but that seemingly does nothing. And that is why I don't recommend using this shoe for any more than, I'd say, like 1 hour, quick trips to the grocery, maybe around the house. But truly, this isn't a shoe that you can wear for more than an hour. Now, I know I went on a tiny little tirade. I'm not saying the best things about these shoes, but don't get me wrong, I really do like these shoes. They definitely have a function in my wardrobe. They're like sandals that I plan to wear to and from the grocery and stuff like that, and just for like smaller durations. They look awesome. The silhouette is really, really nice. You guys know I love Vans. I love the Fear of God 101s, and that's essentially what these are shaped like. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the exact same molding as the 101s, and I've owned plenty of those throughout the years. Now, with that being said, I definitely think it is so important that we talk about sizing. So I went ahead and made this sizing chart to make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand Fear of God sizing to US. Now, bear in mind, I've owned multiple pairs of mainline Fear of God shoes, basketball sneakers, hiking sneakers, military sneakers, multiple pairs of 101s. I've owned a lot of Fear of God shoes through the years. I did want to put a disclaimer out there though. I bear no culpability if you're unhappy with my sizing chart. This is just based on my personal experience. With that being said, I do suggest going 1.5 sizes from your standard conversion to Fear of God shoes. Let's go ahead and throw some outfits together, segue over to that second portion of today's video. I'm gonna style them a few different ways to kind of show you guys how they would look with a few different outfits.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started here, throwing on the Fear of God Californias. And so with this first outfit, I decided to go with something very simple and minimalist. You'll see that the rest of these outfits don't follow suit, so figured we'd start this way. So here we have the Zara pleated pants, which is an excellent alternative to that of the Issey Miyake's. Super flowy, very comfortable. I did go ahead and go with a size small, which is my true to size. I'm approximately 5'7" and weigh about 160 pounds, so use me for reference. The tee is actually from Uniqlo. It's their U t-shirt. I swear by these t-shirts, and I am a size medium. So it's something just super tonal, very simple fit, not doing too much, and I feel like the accents of the jewelry kind of stand out a little bit more with this. Oh yeah, and the hat's Fear of God too. On the topic of Fear of God, we've got here a pair of Fear of God essentials, sweatpants, and this is like the go-to look. I had to make this a part of the video because that's how it's styled all throughout the campaign, and that's what Jerry's been wearing it with. And so for the top with that, I've got it paired with a vintage Large Gym t-shirt. This is a single stitch Living Epistles tee. One of my favorite vintage tees in my whole wardrobe. And now look how the gray matches perfectly to the concrete color of the Californias. I feel like they work really well together, and that was actually inadvertent. The concrete colorway is just the color I was able to acquire. And so for the top, this is actually a minimal everyday crew neck. So for those of you who don't have the time to go to these releases or don't want to fuss with resell or whatever, definitely check out the minimal everyday line. It's literally the perfect alternative to the essentials line, but for a fraction of the cost. And here's me dropping another pair of everyday line pants. These are actually the nylon pants, and these actually, as it turns out, are my favorite bottoms in general to pair with the Californias. I find that the taper on them is just perfect, but you also have the ability to go ahead and adjust it with the ripstop down at the ankle. So big fan of those. I did style this outfit with a Fear of God 7th collection work jacket, and holy macramole, I love this jacket. It's just perfect in every way. I'm so thankful to own it. But yeah, this is this outfit. Like I said, the everyday collection is pretty much the essentials collection with zero branding and a fraction of the price. So big proponent for it. If you decide to pick up a pair, go true to size small is what I'm wearing, and if it perfect, use code PaulFB10 at checkout to save 10%, and that is that. I actually also have a cheaper alternative to my jacket, as Minimal did release a work jacket of their own. It's also distressed. It has that like vintage aged look, and it essentially does the same job. I feel like the color of this jacket actually goes with my t-shirt a little bit better. Just a little fun fact. But anyways, for the top of my head, I've got on a Fear of God hat, and that's also 7th collection. Now moving onwards to the next fit, one thing I did notice throughout, I felt like I kept going towards more tapered bottoms. And it does make sense because this does share a similar silhouette to that of like a pair of Vans, and that's why I opted to go with a pair of slim denim from Minimal. I can't recall the name of them just now, but I will have a link below. And then my t-shirt is actually just that Large Gym tee that I was originally wearing, but I flipped it inside out. to have it be like a vintage faded blank. The cardigan is from Minimal's Distressed Cardigan, and then for the handkerchief, that's actually a part of what comes along with the Locust&WildHoney tote bag. Okay, so this outfit really wasn't supposed to be part of the video. I just threw something on to show you guys what it looked like to be styled like super simple. That being said, moving on, we have here a single stitch Locust&WildHoney blank. I've still got on the slim denim from Minimal, and this is actually the Coach's jacket. And by now I hope you guys can see like a resounding theme. All of these outfits kind of pay homage to, at some degree, to I guess the Southern California couture that's heavily influenced Jerry's collection through the years. And that's exactly what we have going with this outfit. We have here a pair of the Minimal everyday sweat shorts, kept on that vintage washed tee, and then I threw on a denim hooded Minimal jacket. The hat is Fear of God, all being put together to give off an outfit that is very 5th collection-esque. And the same with this next outfit. I mean, quite honestly, this outfit is really similar to the last one. Pretty much just swapping out the denim jacket for an oversized flannel. But yes, once again, a very 5th collection style outfit. And that's what I felt like I kept, I guess, veering towards because of the strong correlation between the Fear of God Californias and that of the 101s. I might even go as far as to say that the California's molding is the 101's molding. I could be wrong, but they look very similar in terms of silhouette. And anyways, moving on to the last outfit of the day, I kept on the vintage tee, threw on or tied around myself an everyday sweatshirt by Minimal, and these are actually the draw cord 2 Minimal pants in olive. Once again, sticking to that theme of being more tapered, I felt like this pair of pants did complement the sleek silhouette of these shoes. Anyways, let's go ahead and segue back over to the office and wrap up today's video with some final thoughts.
And before I officially let you guys go, let's talk about who these shoes are for. This is for somebody who is a fan of the Fear of God look, and that's very much so Southern California, very relaxed, very sleek. I do suggest wearing more tapered jeans with these, even tapered jeans that kind of open up at the bottom. I do believe this shoe is a bit too sleek, if you will. The silhouette is a bit too narrow to be worn with like super baggy bottoms. This shoe is also for somebody who is looking for something that's easy to take on and put off. You don't have to think too much about styling these, as they are pretty minimalistic and can go with a bunch of different outfits. With that being said, this shoe isn't for somebody who needs a daily driver, who's looking for something that they can wear for longer periods of time. And the shoe is not for somebody that feels okay with spending $200 on what would be a super luxury pair of slides, because that's pretty much what their function is. Anyways, that's gonna do it from my point of view. I want to hear what you guys have to say. This is strictly based off of my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Everybody's got their own style, and this is just my point of view. All right, guys, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to let me know by hitting the thumbs up button and commenting down below your thoughts on any of the outfits, on the shoes. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today's video. I do appreciate you immensely. And as always, as I end every video here at Locust&WildHoney, I'm gonna say peace and be blessed.